You can stand tall without standing alone.
They're here.
The Marvels, rated PG-13.
Uh-oh.
Monica, you gotta fly.
No.
Black girl magic.
I went and saw The Marvels. It was good. It's not making a lot of money, but let's jump into it and talk about why it's good, how good is it, and who stole the show. Let's dive in.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
What's happening, everybody? You in the building with the all knowing, all loving, all feeling, all seeing, all powerful. Just damn all everything. Sexy as hell host of this channel, Lamont Tyson. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on YouTube. You can also find me on IG. Let's talk about The Marvels. First things first, shout out to the big homie, Nia DaCosta, who directed this thing and helped write it. She is a big comic book fan. The sister did her thing, and I'm very proud of her. And you could tell that it had a little bit of that minority feel to the movie. And she did her thing. And the movie stars Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. And in case you don't know her powers, Captain Marvel has the power of, basically the power of a damn sun in essence, because in this movie, she crashes into a sun and starts it. By the way, this is going to be somewhat of a spoiler review. You've been warned. But she has super strength, energy projection, energy manipulation, energy absorption. All of the Marvels have some form of light manipulation. Teyonah Parris, looking all good in her boy shorts and this thing, them thick thighs. She plays Monica Rambeau. And Monica has the power to manipulate all wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum. She can absorb massive amounts of energy, and she can go translucent like damn, what is that android's name? Basically, she can walk through things, ladies and gentlemen. She can go through walls, she can go through people, and all that. Vision. I was trying to say Vision. And last but not least, one of the show stealers, Iman Vellani. She plays Miss Marvel, and she is basically a mutant. She's the gateway to how Marvel's going to try to introduce mutants. And basically, when she get her hands on one of the quantum bands, it unlocks her mutant powers to basically take light and make constructs hard. So she can take light and bend it to make rocks, whatever. Think of her as like Marvel's Green Lantern. She can do all that stuff. And the plot of this movie, ladies and gentlemen, it goes back to Captain Marvel and what she did when she got rid of the Supreme Intelligence among the Kree. So when she did that, she left a huge conflict and war amongst them. And also she started something where the planet lost air, lost water, lost sunlight. Damn. And Darben, ladies and gentlemen, played by Zao Ashton. By the way, she is Tom Hiddleston's baby mama. Y'all know him as Loki. She did her thing in this thing too. She's the villain. And she harnesses one of the bands and she pairs it with her staff that you guys might remember from the very first Guardians of the Galaxy when you had, I don't know why everybody's name is slipping my brain today, but the weapon she's got is the universal weapon. It's a staff similar to what you've seen in that first Guardians movie. And she uses it to tear apart jump points in space. For those of you who don't know what that is, wormholes in space. And she basically resulted and caused an anomaly that got on the radar of SWORD. Speaking of SWORD, this thing stars Samuel L. the Cuss Master Jackson himself. And he was on the Saber space station hosting talks with the Kree and the Skrulls. Then he calls Carol and Monica to investigate whatever the hell this thing is going on in space. Rambo touches it. She, Danvers, and Kamala switch places through teleportation. The switching causes the three to fight each other's Kree enemies, leaving the Khan's house destroyed in their wake. And that shit was funny, ladies and gentlemen. And now when the three finally realize what's going on, they basically join forces and they try to fix this quantum entanglement. I can break this thing down for you guys in three quick parts. Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. So in Act 1, Darben, she gets the quantum band, and her whole mission this whole entire time is to save her people, which is admirable, but also get revenge on Captain Marvel, who she blames for everything that's going on in her world. In Hala, however they pronounce the world. And she gets those bands, and then she tries to go and, well, she doesn't try, she accomplishes it. She goes to where the Kree have a refuge space. And you know what she decides to do? She decides to take their damn atmosphere. And she accomplishes this. And meanwhile, during that same act, this is when Monica, Carol, and Miss Marvel or Kamala are learning that they have been switching powers and what the hell is going on. They start trying to figure out, why is this happening? They get thrown from place to place. And eventually in Act 2, they coalesce and you kind of understand it. But they did have this one little weird thing going on. You got to think about it like this. Monica has not seen Carol since she was a little girl, when she left planet Earth. And Monica has always held that against Carol. So there's some beef between these two a little bit, because it'd be like if you lost a parent or a loved one that you really, really admire, and they tell you they're going to come back and they never do, and you're an adult now. And when you last seen them, you was a kid, and there is no excuse. Well, that's how she's feeling. And as the story goes on, we kind of understand why Carol didn't come back, because she kind of felt ashamed about what happened when she destroyed the supreme intelligence of the Kree. But Monica had to tell her, I don't give a damn about Captain Marvel. That is Miss Marvel, who's in love and enamored with you. For me, I just wanted my damn auntie back. So ladies and gentlemen, let me put this on out there. For those of you wondering who this movie would be really, really good for, the target audience for this movie, I am going to 100% say the target audience for this movie is moms, women, aunts, nieces. Now, that's not saying it's a bad thing. And it's certainly not to say that other people can't come and enjoy it, because I'm a man and I came to enjoy it. But I would say that the target definitely is women. And the movie was good to me, regardless of who the target was, because it had all the other elements that makes a movie pretty good. And so we get on to Act 2. And this thing started taking a little bit of a turn left for me in Act 2, ladies and gentlemen, because after Darben was able to get the atmosphere back for her people, she decides she needs water. And this is when we learn that she's going after all the places that kind of poke a hole in the side of Captain Marvel, who they call the Annihilator because of what she did to the Supreme Intelligence. And on this planet, we learn that Carol is married to a prince, and that the way the people speak on this planet, everybody sings. I was like, damn. Can we get a Luther Vandross voice on this planet? So in order to understand language, everybody sings, which felt like a high school musical, which is why I say this is great for women and daughters, that type of thing. And she's married to this prince. And by the way, that dress she was wearing, the princess dress she had with the prince, loved it. But then her damn prince, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't feeling his outfit at all. He looked like he went and robbed Rita Repulsa from the Power Rangers of her wardrobe and threw on her damn clothes. In any event, the name of his place is Tarnax, and they're coming to get the water, and they're able to kind of stop Darben from kind of taking his water to some degree, but they still got enough, okay? And so then we move into the final act of this movie, ladies and gentlemen, Act 3, when she comes to Earth, Darben, the main villain, to steal our damn sun. Now, in order to do this, she basically needs both of the quantum bands. Now, remember, Kamala Khan has one. She's got the other one. And in order to get it to go full strength, she's been using her Kree weapon to get the thing to go. But that wasn't enough power. So that's why you've been having these anomalies in space, because she didn't have the other band. Well, she's coming for that band, and they do wind up getting into a fight. on the way to that fight, ladies and gentlemen, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention a character that I really, really love and adore, Goose, the Flirking cat. He's all up in this thing. And Goose originally was with Monica's mom, and when Monica's mom died of cancer, she took over the cat. Well, they left Goose with Nick Fury, and in Act 3, when they're trying to steal the sun and they got to evacuate the Sabre space station, we noticed that little brains start popping up, kind of like cat fur balls or hair balls that they spit up. And what was inside these little brains? More Flurkins. And in order to save everybody, because they had a shortage of evacuation ships, ladies and gentlemen, would you believe that they was letting the Flurkins eat everybody just to save them? And I was like, hell no. Fuck that. If this would have been me on that ship, they would have had another villain, because I am not about to be eaten by a cat that's got tendrils like a damn octopus. Nope. I would have been shooting and fighting. I would not have gotten eaten. And did you notice how the main people didn't get eaten by the damn Flurkin? Kamala's parents, Nick Fury, ain't none of them get eaten, but damn it, everybody else get eaten. And I feel like that the big dude, the scientist guy, I think that he was Monica's boyfriend, because in the end he had pictures and stuff of them together. But in any event, they would have had another villain on their hands, because I ain't about to get eaten by no damn Flurkin. But the fight rages on, and Dar-Benn winds up getting the other band. And she bands it together so that the tear in space-time can open up big enough to let our sun go in and go to her people. But before she done that, they had come to an agreement. They had basically told her semi-villain evil ass that, look, Captain Marvel has enough power to go and restart the star, and we can all let bygones be bygones. And they tried to save her because something fell on top of her and gashed her. And then when you save a villain, what do you expect? Do you expect them to have some gratitude? No. She took the band, went out there, put them together, killed herself so that her people can get the sun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we start getting into a trend I do not want to see keep going. My people who are 80s babies, do you remember the trend back in the day in the scary movies where the black people would always be the ones to die first? Well, now we've got a trend in movies, ladies and gentlemen, where we're in space now. And now we've got trends where the black people always get lost somewhere on the other damn side of the wormhole, or they be outside working on the space station and shit, and then they be the ones that get lost in space. Well, that's what happened in this movie. Because Monica Rambeau has the power to absorb massive amounts of energy, she had to go on the other side of the space tear to pull it back together so that our sun wouldn't collapse into a parallel universe. And she's gone. She's in another universe. And that's how basically the movie ended, with Captain Marvel going back in space, finishing her job and starting the sun for the Kree. And then Ms. Marvel, having enjoyed being on this team, and make no mistake about it, Ms. Marvel was basically embodying Spider-Man when he was recruited by Tony Stark. It was basically Captain Marvel being Tony Stark, Ms. Marvel being Spider-Man, because they both had that similar love for the people that they looked up to that was heroes. It's just that Kamala looked up to Captain Marvel just a little too much for me. I mean, had murals and shit in her room. Spider-Man ain't have all that of Iron Man. He admired him, but didn't have all the murals and stuff up. But she was able to help save the day, and she so enjoyed saving the day that she started to recruit the little Avengers, ladies and gentlemen. She shows up at the end of the movie with the clear iPad, searching and talking to Kate Bishop, saying that she's starting a team similar to the way, if you guys can remember back in the Iron Man days, Nick Fury showed up in Iron Man's house saying that he's recruiting a team of superpowered people because the world is filling up with superpowered people. That's basically what Kamala Khan did to Kate Bishop. And Kate Bishop didn't say anything, but I'm sure she's going to join the team. And then there is a couple of post-credit scenes, ladies and gentlemen, and this is when they pick back up on Monica Rambeau. So she wakes up in this parallel universe, and her powers are not working. And when she gets to this parallel universe, she sees her mom. She thought. Turns out it's not her mom. It's her mom in the parallel universe. And guess who's standing there to help her recover? Beast from the X-Men. So ladies and gentlemen, this movie has presented you with the tie to the Marvel's version of the X-Men. And basically, if you stay and watch this, you'll see Monica's mom has both of the quantum bands on her arm. And I bet you her ass is as powerful as they come in this universe she's in. And don't worry, we'll see them, and I can't wait until they do it. Overall, I would give this movie probably a strong 7. Very entertaining. It got a little weak in the act 2, but I stuck with it. The score was beautiful. The special effects were great. The cast, the acting was great. I would say Miss Marvel kind of stole the show, but I am not going to take anything away from Teyonah Parris. Because like I said, just seeing her in those boy shorts was good enough to make her steal a damn show. But overall, her acting was great too, and you know what you was going to get from Brie Larson, Nick Fury. You know you was going to get extreme talent from them. Darby, the villain. I wasn't quite sold on the villain. Now, the villain had a very admirable reason for being a villain. You know, someone comes and destroys your supreme intelligence or your president, let's say, and it sends your world in chaos. Then you're in chaos with another planet. She was willing to make ultimate sacrifices of other people's planets in order to save her own. Now, where do we see that, ladies and gentlemen? Right here on our own damn planet, where you've got countries who feel like, I'll slaughter innocent people because of my people. Israel destroying the Gaza Strip in Palestine, even though it's about thousands of innocent little boys, little girls, humans there trying to get Hamas. You don't give a damn because you feel like what you're doing is saving your people. Well, that's what this villain was doing, but I just needed more. It's not a bad villain, don't get me wrong. I mean, they kind of gave you the flashback to why she's like that. But that's all we got from her. We didn't really get into the psyche of the villain. And I guess how can you do that when the movie's only 1 hour and 45 minutes? But overall, it's a fun movie. It's a good movie. I'm not going to say I liked it better than Captain Marvel 1. I liked it, but I ain't going to go that far and say I liked it that much. But it was good. And I was one of the very few people who liked the first Captain Marvel. At the box office, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is doing atrocious. They spent $274 million to make this movie. Right now, they've only made $22 million, but it's Saturday, it's early, we still got Sunday. I hope that this thing can catch on because I like where they're going, but we need to see a little more, and I want to hear from you guys. How did you like the movie? What did you think of it? What did you think of Nia DaCosta's directing? Who did you think stole the show acting-wise? And what are you looking forward to in the next Marvel movie? Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and be sure to check me out live tonight for my Power Season 2 Force live recap where we talk about everything that happened in the finale. And until that next Sex is Hell video, I'll see you.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.